The video is played at double speed. You can slow it down in the settings. It was too long and I didn't want to make it boring for you. Welcome to my humble workshop. It's built on a small balcony, just under 3 square meters. Honestly, your toilet is probably bigger than this space, but somehow it still gets the job done. Good thing my wife lets me use it rent free. Please excuse me for the poor camera work. The space is really tiny and I'm still learning how to use the camera mounts and tripods without hitting everything around me. This drawer holds my hand braces, a brass drill, Japanese gimlet and some other random bits and pieces. The plastic brace was made in the Soviet Union more than 40 years ago. The wooden one is even older, but they work like new. This is the easiest drawer to reach, so it holds the tools I use the most. Screwdrivers, scissors, rulers, pencils and marking tools, utility knives and a few gouges for my vise and work lamp. And of course, a lot of IKEA pencils. They are definitely not stolen. This is my Japanese style toolbox that holds my marking and layout tools. I honestly have a huge crush on Japanese toolboxes. They're simple to make and require no hardware. It holds pencils, tri-squares, marking gauges, combination square bevel gauges and a bunch of other layout tools. This is an old Bulgarian coin. Not only does it look cool, but it also fits perfectly on Japanese saw screws and plain chip breakers. For the tools bed I use a cheap XPS foam sheet. I place the tool where I want it to sit, trace around it with a sharp utility knife and then press down the inside. The tool fits perfectly without any wobble. It's a great way to keep tools safe when transporting them. A lowly small bronze book plane by Juma. The blade is only 22 millimeters, but it's very handy for small pieces and champering edges. A set of wedges that I use when rip cutting longer boards. It helps to reduce the pressure on the blade. Center punch and a nail set. Another Japanese toolbox made from scrap wood. This one holds my wooden files, Shinto rasp, glass cutter, letter punch set, and a bunch of random tools that don't really belong anywhere. A steel wire brush for adding texture to soft pine and bringing out the grain. A hard steel burnisher rod for sharpening car scrapers. Letter and number punch set that I use to stamp the date on my personal projects. A set of two cherry card scrapers. They're really useful on hard grain. My current junk drawer, sticky labels, protection walls, metal files and other junk. Underneath I keep my specialty planes like the Stanley number 80 scraper plane, two vintage molding planes and my record 44C plow plane. A quick demonstration of the anti-racking vise gadget from the first drawer. Single spindle vices tend to rack when you clamp a piece on one side only. This little tool lets you quickly add a spacer of the same thickness to the other side of the vise, giving you a much stronger and more stable grip. My sharpening drawer, where I keep my whetstones, sharpening jig, box for water to soak the stones, wet sandpaper to flatten the stones on a granite plate, and a strop. Sculptor's sharpening stones which I still have not used. Coarse, medium and fine Japanese whetstones by King and Naniva brand. Cheap wet sandpaper to flatten the whetstone since I'm not yet ready to invest in diamond plate. And finally, a letter strop made from piece of scrap leather, glue it on a piece of plywood and a block of green honing compound. Natural beeswax with 100 different uses. My favorite finish is shellac. I love the color, I like the fact that I can mix it whenever I need it and adjust the tone myself. Oily rack in a can for protecting tools and making planing smoother. I'm currently using Japanese camellia oil. And boiled linseed oil for wood finishes. You can mix it with beeswax, oxide pigments and so many other uses. These little plastic pyramids are really helpful when applying finishes. They leave the project off the surface and help keep everything clean and mess free. This is a half empty drawer for now. It holds a ratchet screwdriver with so many bits for those rare situations, and my beloved Kumiko jigs with different angles for all kinds of Kumiko patterns. And guess what? Another Japanese toolbox. This is the biggest one and it holds the real tools. I have attached my Sashigane square to the lid of the toolbox using small neodymium magnets. As you can see, it's quite stable. The toolbox consists of 3 layers. First tray has multiple hammers for different users, a hacksaw and spare blades for my coping saw, which I was too lazy to put in the right place. You'll see in a minute. And my flush cutting saw with improvised sheet to protect the blade during transportation. It's sitting in the bottom layer, but I was in a hurry and you see. And of course few packs of silica gel to absorb moisture. You will see them all over the place in the video. One benefit of wife's shopping online. Second layer has 3 trays, one for my router planes, another for spoke shave, coping saw, carving chisels, and sublayer for the bend chisels. Improvised box and sheets of cardboard to protect router blades, and of course our favorite silica gel pads. Tiny cute router plane by Record. I have not really used it in real project, but it's not too hoarding, I swear. Bronze spoke shave by Juma. Such a beautiful tool. I made this coping saw some years ago from walnut scraps. It uses nylon thread to tighten the blade. I will show images of the process at the end of the video. A beautiful vintage level. Definitely not another hoarded tool, I swear. My carving gouges. Apart from the Narex one, they are all handmade by a family of blacksmiths with a long tradition behind them. A big mix of bent chisels. Some are new, some are all vintage western chisels, and some are Japanese. I just wanted to try tools from all worlds. A cute tiny set of Japanese carving chisels. They're very handy for small jobs. And the final layer, it holds my big bench planes, saws, and draw knife. A set of budget Japanese planes. I wanted to try them and I fell in love using them. A Stanley block plane. It's the plane I find myself using the most. Veritas low angle jack plane. It's my most expensive and favorite tool of all. You can tell by the amount of silica pads on it. It's a very versatile plane. I use it on my shooting board, as a smoothing plane, and so many more uses. Two cherries draw knife. It came with only a paper blade protector and a plastic bag. I made a wooden case from scraps. It fits perfectly and protects the blade during transportation. And the last tenants of this floor are my Japanese saws. They all have blade protectors made of scrap 4 mm plywood. The Zibiki saw blade is round and is used to start cuts in the middle of a board. A large and a small Dozuki saws. I use the larger for joinery and the small one for kumiko. I have tried all Japanese saw shapes and I found myself using the Ryoba the most. It has two sides, one for crosscuts and one for rib cuts. Japanese keyhole saw. You drill a hole in a board and start a cut anywhere you want. I'm going to show some archive photos of projects created on this very balcony workshop. Some were way too big to pass the door, so they were assembled in the living room. Thank you for watching. I'm sorry for the poor camera work, but I'll do my best to improve in the future videos. I'm programmer touches grass. I started as a programmer, but I'm not really enjoying where the tech world is going, especially with all the corporate greed and pressure. So here in this channel I'll be sharing things I actually enjoy doing with my hands: woodworking, cooking, gardening, home do-it-yourself, welding, and all kind of practical crafts. Hope you're going to stick around. See you soon.